44, Missy Peterson. The Warriors are coached by Rebecca Wells and assisted by Dean Wiley and Jeff Wilson. And now let's meet the starting lineups for your Mountlake Terrace Hawks. At guard, a 5'6" junior, number 2, Claire Zucker. At guard, a 5'8" junior, number 10, Skylar Zink. At forward, a 5'7" sophomore, number 23, Jory Lambert. At guard, a 5'6" freshman, number 30, Jasmine Zink. And at guard, a 5'5" senior, number 32, Riley Zucker. The Hawks are coached by Zach Wild and assisted by Brittany Rathke, Brad Jeffries, Kelsey Olson, and Mike Romanowski. Tonight's officials are Brian Kelly, Rich Bobert, and Ken Osborne. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you'll please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. I pledge allegiance
And welcome to the Sound
Tonight
Live
is Senior
Sports
Citizen
Network.
Night, so we appreciate all the
live
seniors.
Covering the high school teams. This is produced services by the Edmonds School District, CTE, and the Broadcast Film Production class. Hello, my name is Erica, and we're home at the Mountlake Terrace High School, home of the Mountlake Terrace High School ladies, who are going versus the Warriors, Edmonds Woodway High School. The Mountlake Terrace has a 5-game losing streak, while the Warriors, Edmonds Woodway High School, has the 5-game winning streak. It can be anybody's game, though. Calling it out is Steve Wilton. Take it off, Steve.
And thank you very much, Erica. This is, in fact, Steve Willits with the Sound Live Sports Network. We are live and ready to go here from the Terraceum at Mountlake Terrace High School. A Wesco 3A South battle between the Mountlake Terrace Hawks and the Edmonds Woodway Warriors. We'll get you caught up on the starting lineups here in just a moment. Edmonds Woodway wearing the purple road uniforms, and immediately Natalie Casper's pass getting picked off by Riley Zucker for the Hawks. And Mountlake Terrace with their first possession of the night. Steve Willits. I will be joined by Vince DeMiro here in just a moment as Zucker looking to drive the lane. Draws the foul. We wait to see who that was called on. One of the Warriors picking up the call. It will be, in fact, number 21, the senior point guard, Moni Jackson, who we will be talking about plenty tonight. Let's get you caught up on the starting lineups here right now for the Edmonds Woodway Warriors. Number 21, Moni Jackson, the 5'3" senior. Moni's already committed to playing basketball at the University of Puget Sound next year. We think she might even be the state leader in assists right now as Riley Zucker throws up a shot from the corner, misses it. Air ball over the top, and here comes Moni Jackson, 2-on-1. Beautiful pass to Natalie Casper. Can't quite finish. Casper wrestling for the rebound along with number 30, Jazz Zink. Tie up. It is, in fact, Mountlake Terrace ball. Looking at the rest of that starting lineup. Number 5, the junior, 5'7", Maddie Burdett. Number 13, the 5'10" senior, Natalie Casper. Number 44, the 5'10" sophomore, Missy Peterson. And number 15, 5'10" senior, Claire Fife, round out the lineup for the Warriors. Mountlake Terrace playing with a couple of pairs of sisters out here right now, the Zinks and the Zuckers, along with Jory Lambert. We'll get you their full names and their height and their graduating years here in just a moment as Riley Zucker losing the basketball there. Turnover. So as I mentioned, 2 different pairs of sisters in the starting lineup for the Hawks. The Zuckers, Claire, a junior, wearing the number 2, along with older sister Riley, number 32, the senior. Claire checking out of the game right now. The Zink sisters, Sky, wearing the number 10. She is a 5'8" junior, and little sister Jazz, 5'6" freshman in the lineup. And we mentioned Jory Lambert wearing the number 23. She's a 5'7" sophomore. Hawks missing another shot there. Other the Warriors. So we've got a 0-0 game here. 1:26 into the ball game, no score. Warriors coming in with a record of 5-0. They're undefeated. Nice drive by Zink. And unfortunately, Jazz can't quite finish it. On the other end, pushing it up is Edmonds Woodway, and that's number 15, Fife, missing the shot. Goes out of bounds. Hawks basketball. And now, finally, we've got the starting lineups caught up. We've got some action here, and I can finally introduce the one and only Vince DeMuro.
Hey, I tell you, there's been some pretty good action here in the first minute 40 or so, hasn't it?
Indeed. Anytime you can, Moni Jackson with a steal. Nice dish. And finally getting one to drop. That's Maddie Burdett. She's got 2 points, the only 2 of the game, and it took Edmonds Woodway a minute 50 to score, which, hey, you see that a lot in basketball, but this is an Edmonds Woodway team that scores 77 points per game this season. So to hold them for almost 2 minutes without a score, that's something else. Riley Zucker looking to drive the lane, gets it stolen away by Burdett. Burdett dishing ahead to Casper. Casper with a layup, puts it in the hoop. 4-0 here early on for Edmonds Woodway.
Coach Wild is already kind of getting into the face of the referees here, because in both those cases down the floor, 2 hands were put on Hawks that were dribbling. That's a foul this year, Steve.
Missy Peterson with a clean steal this time. Dishes it down to Casper again. She lays it in, an easy basket. 6-0, and Coach Wild wants to take a timeout, and so will we. We'll take a 30-second break. You're watching the Sound Alive Sports Network.
If you've been wanting to get back in the game, whether it's basketball or just improving your fitness level, Edmonds Sports Academy is the place to go. Edmonds Sports Academy, believe in the power of play. Call them at 425-772-1901.
And welcome back to the Sound Alive Sports Network, presented by Shoreline Community College. Mountlake Terrace Hawks with a record of 1 win and 5 losses as Riley Zucker throws ahead to little sister Claire. Claire slowing it up a bit, gets it out to Sky Zink. Back to Zucker on the left side. Zucker, who missed the first 3 games of the season with a thumb injury, back in the lineup as of last week. And Jory Lambert, the sophomore, getting the first points of the night for the Hawks. It's now 6-2, and we've got a Zucker press on Moni Jackson as she passes the ball up the court and takes it over the center line for Edmonds Woodway. Jackson with a deep 3 off the front of the rim, bounces around, misses it. Getting position was number 15, Claire Fife, her longtime teammate. Fife couldn't quite hold on to it. Goes out of bounds. Mountlake Terrace basketball.
Well, the Hawks are dropping back into a zone because it's kind of the smart thing to do at this point, being a little bit outsized, but they're not being complacent. They're being pretty active on defense, and that's a good sign.
Oh, Zucker trying to throw it deep when it got batted down by Peterson, who gets it over to Moni Jackson. Casper in the lane, floats it up, but travels.
If it wasn't traveling, it was definitely 3 in the key. That took a long time. About 2 or 3 interior passes there, too many.
Casper averaging 17.6 points per game. He's had some very nice games so far this year for the Edmonds Woodway Warriors, who again are 5-0, looking to run their streak to 6 wins tonight. Mountlake Terrace opened the season with a victory over Vashon Island and have since lost 5 in a row. Jory Lambert had an open look, just threw it off the glass too hard. Moni Jackson coming down with a rebound, driving the lane. Body contact by a few different Hawks. They're going to call that one on Riley Zucker. Hawks' first foul of the game. Both teams now with 1 foul each. Down low to Peterson. The sophomore lays it in.
Nice play. Nice move. It's tough.
Edmonds Woodway staying with that press. It's a press that has helped them put up a ton of points this year. As we mentioned, 77 per game. Their low point total for a game this year is 63, and that time Sky Zink from the corner hits the 3. 8-5. Edmonds Woodway with the 3-point lead now. 4:05 showing left on the clock here in the first quarter. Casper swings it over to Burdett. Burdett gets in a little bit of trouble there, tied up initially. Finally dishes it over to Casper. Casper for a long three. Off the back iron, bounces up. Peterson goes up for it. Scramble for the ball. And they're going to say Peterson last touched it. Hawks basketball.
Great hustle by the freshman, huh?
Yeah, giving up a lot of size there, too.
Yeah, I like it.
Give Zink a lot of credit. Peterson stands in there at 5'10". Zink at 5'6".
So that's a foul.
Well, it goes both ways, though. I've seen it. This is
know.
what we had. Can say that for about 6 or 7 calls so far today.
But this year, the emphasis is that, no arm bar, no two hands. And it hasn't been called yet tonight.
On either team, yeah, 1 foul each so far tonight, so the refs are letting them play. Lambert down low, floats one up. Can't get that one to go. That one might have been touched last by Peterson. It was, and the Hawks will maintain possession.
Well, this Edmonds Woodway team is going to make some noise this year, aren't they?
They're already making some noise.
And they're good.
Tell you what, I was talking to a couple of the parents before the game, and looking at their schedule, hesitate to say it's been easy thus far, but it hasn't been their toughest part of their schedule, the early stages of the season. Next Monday.
Get a little harder?
It gets a lot harder next Monday as Zink throws up another three. That would have been for the tie. Misses it. Burdett coming down with the ball. Next Monday, Edmonds Woodway is playing a home game against Blanchette. The newest AP ratings came out today. AP is Associated Press, and they rank the top 10 teams in the state every week. Blanchette, welcome to the top. They are now ranked number 1 in the state,
All right.
followed by Linwood number 2. I think I would have reversed those two, but they didn't ask me. It's a Linwood team I've seen a few times this year, and they do finally call a hand check. That's going to go on Moni Jackson.
Yeah. That's her second, isn't it?
Her second, indeed. Yeah. It's not a player that Edmonds Woodway wants to get in foul trouble.
Take her out of the game, or at least get in her head a little bit. That changes the game entirely.
But I'll go over this Edmonds Woodway schedule here in just a minute as Zucker drives the lane. Nice defense by Casper. Hawks get another look as Lambert couldn't quite get it. 2-on-1 here. Here comes Burdett. Lays it up over Claire Zucker in off the backboard. Give Burdett another 2. She's got 4 for the night. 10-5 Edmonds Woodway, and Riley Zucker pushing on the other side.
Ooh.
Over in the corner, that one's off. That was Jazz. Lambert getting the rebound, but traveled.
Yep.
So again, Vince, looking at the schedule, Edmonds Woodway does play Shorewood at home on Friday. A good Shorewood team. And they are going to be going up against Lily Gustafson, who's a very good player, who these girls know very well. Teammates on AAU teams with quite a few of the Warriors.
Right.
Then they've got Bishop Blanchette on Monday.
Jeez.
They come back here to Mountlake Terrace to play in a 2-day tournament. I believe they're playing Lakewood on the first night. I don't have their schedule for the second night.
Right.
Oh, it's against Redmond. And then to start off the 2015 part of the year, as Zucker pushes the ball over the court. Gets the ball over to Jazz. Jazz swings it to Sister Sky. Back to Jazz. 17 left on the shot clock. Zucker driving in the lane. Floats one up, but travels.
Boy, I didn't see the travel there, but okay. Ashley Clippert checking in for the Hawks.
Another freshman.
No.
A lot of freshmen on this team.
That's the thing about both the men's and women's programs this year. It's probably something we can talk about in contrast to the Edmonds Woodway program. Is the youth brigade here at Terrace is pretty remarkable, but it's going to be painful too.
Oh, especially for the girls. 6 freshmen, I think, and Burdett gets the basket. Count it. She now has 6. I believe they're going to call that one on.
Yeah,
Clippert. They're going to call it on Clippert first. So getting back to the schedule, this is the 2015 version of it, at least when they come back from the holidays. Arlington, Linwood, Shorecrest, and Glacier Peak. Linwood's ranked number 2 in the state right now. Arlington and Glacier Peak are also both in the top 10. So they've got 4 of the top 10 teams in the state in their next, 7 or 8 games over the course of 3 weeks. That's
going to be some tough sledding right there. But, boy, you get through that, and you're tested, and if you're healthy and get some mostly W's in there, that looks pretty good.
Indeed. 13-5 right now, showing up on the scoreboard. Burdett throws up the shot from the corner, misses it. However, Casper catches the air ball, lays it in, and Coach Zach Wild wants a timeout. We'll take a quick break. You're watching the Sound Live Sports Network.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
And welcome back to the Sound Live Sports Network. Steve Willits along with Vince DeMiro. 1:40 to go here in the first quarter. Edmonds Woodway, a little bit of a slow start for the Warriors. They're starting to pick it up a bit now, Vince. They've got 15 points here so far.
Well, the pressure that Edmonds Woodway applies is absolutely suffocating, and they're really showing their athleticism here and their experience.
Yeah, and we talked about it briefly, and we'll get you a few more stats based on that. And ball goes off of number 3. That's Kate Woolley checking in for the first time tonight. Looking over the roster, Edmonds Woodway, 6 seniors.
Right. Compared to 1 for the Hawks.
Yeah, 1 senior on the entire Mountlake Terrace Hawks roster, and that's the young lady there with the ball, Riley Zucker. 2 juniors and 2 sophomores. The rest are freshmen. It's a very, very young team. Like you mentioned, these girls really, they play 4 miles apart as Clippert throws up her first shot. Off the back iron, Riley Zucker with the rebound. Goes up, gets hammered, and draws the foul. I was just going to point out, usually when you get 2 high school teams that are so close to one another in terms of proximity, the girls know each other pretty well. But in this case, these Edmonds Woodway girls are so much older than the Terrace team. I would imagine they haven't played against each other
Not
very
too much, I wouldn't think. Yeah, the age separation is enough where you've got at least 2 years of a separation between most of them, right?
Indeed. And Riley Zucker misses the first free throw, and this trip to the free throw line is brought to you by our From the Stripe sponsor, the Edmonds Sports Academy. That's an academy that knows many of these players. They've churned out quite a bit of talent in the area over the last few years for basketball players. Zucker misses the second free throw as well. Riley still looking for her first points of the night, and Claire gets her first basket. She now has 2. It's 15-7. Just going to point out the last game we broadcasted here, or I guess I should say the second to last game we broadcasted here. Mountlake Terrace beating Vashon Island. Riley Zucker had 18 points in the first half that night. She's still looking for her first basket here with 54 seconds to go in the quarter. Woolley missing the shot, getting in there nicely. Peterson, she can't get it. Ball is batted around in front. It comes down to Burdett. Dishes out to Casper. Almost lost it. Nice job by Peterson, who's camping in the key. I think she finally gets called for it.
Yeah, she had herself well established in the key.
The referee's picking up on that as well.
Used to get called for camping in the key. We would say you had your sterno stove out, the pup tent up.
And then some. Maddie Powers, number 20, checking in for the Hawks for the first time. 5'4" sophomore. Clippert from 16 feet out, airballs it. Comes down to Peterson, and she not only gets a rebound, she draws a foul in the process as Claire Zucker.
Well, I didn't see that, but okay.
A lot of contact there. She went by her to give her a foul, her first. Claire with her first foul. We've got 3 fouls for each team so far in the first quarter. Travel there.
Yeah, it is.
Referee cut right in front of the referee. You shouldn't do that in front of the ref. It's Leah Bakken, by the way, the 5'9" senior. Part of the Bakken family. We know her brother Travis very well from basketball and football over the last few years. Now going to Central Washington University. Tori Lambert checking back in for the Hawks, and Ashley Clippert heading to the bench.
Pretty much the starting lineup now for the Hawks.
Zucker dribbling it up. 23 to go here in the quarter. Shot clock turned off for the remainder of the first. Gets that one over to Sky. Claire out on the wing right now, looking down low for her sister. Gets it to her. Riley trying to go up over the big trees there. Nice job by Bakken to just bat the ball to number 3, Woolley. Peterson had the right idea there, looking for a cutting alley Browning. 5.2 seconds to go. Ball's turned over to the Hawks.
See if the Hawks recognize that.
Zucker's got some room. 3 seconds. 2, 1. Pulls up inside the key. Floats it up and misses it. And we've come to the end of the first quarter with our score. Edmonds Woodway 15, Mountlake Terrace 7. You are watching the Sound Alive Sports Network.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
And welcome back to the Sound Alive Sports Network, presented by Shoreline Community College. Steve Willits, Vince DeMiro, and Vince 15-7 in the first quarter. Edmonds Woodway, kind of a two-person scoring unit right now, and maybe one that we're used to seeing. Natalie Casper is the leading scorer for the season. She has 6. Maddie Burdett putting up 7 so far here in the first quarter. She's averaging 10.2 points per game this year, so she's almost got her average.
Almost her average, yeah.
We're not that far into this game.
Well, you certainly can't fault the Hawks for effort in that first quarter. Down 8 now going into the second frame, but boy, there was a lot of energy on both teams in that first quarter, and it took almost 2 minutes for anybody to score. So,
yeah, only 22 points between the teams so far, and only 6 fouls. You mentioned earlier they're really letting these players play. I kind of like it personally,
me too,
but
yeah.
I understand that the rules have changed, and boy, Allie Browning, the 5'4" senior, just floats that one over the head of Kate Woolley. Out of bounds, and the Hawks will get their first possession of the second quarter. Ball gets batted right in front of us here.
Good hand, Steve.
I do what I can.
Flashing the skills there.
We have Claire Zucker inbounding the ball right in front of us.
You never played here, though, did you?
No, I graduated the final year of the
old
Hawk Dome.
Yeah.
Pickup games, that's it.
Yeah.
That's probably all they wanted from me, to be honest. So we get a tie up there between both Zucker and Casper. Mountlake Terrace basketball.
Riley now kind of feeling like she's got to do everything, but the other 4 players cannot just stand there and watch. They got to help her out. That's going to get too easy to defend after a while.
And I will give them credit. I know there's been some growing pains with this team, and there will continue to be all year as Woolley's going to pick up a foul. Again, anytime you have a team with only 1 senior on it, and Riley by far the most experienced in terms of varsity experience, and I know at times she gets frustrated with the way some of the younger players are going. I think the players are starting to get it a little bit. I see a lot more movement than we've seen in a couple of prior games from Mountlake Terrace here at the Terraceum. Does it need to improve still? Absolutely, and it will throughout the year.
Sure.
Of course, having Claire back in the lineup, I'm sure, is helping out a lot as Claire gets a nice pass over to Riley, almost as if it was on cue. So we were mentioning that, and Riley getting her first points of the game, 15-9, as she drains the open 10-footer. 15-9, Edmonds Woodway wearing the road purples. They continue to lead. Number 20, Keatra Jones in for the first time tonight. Swings the ball over to Browning, who misses a shot. Jones got the rebound, missed it, and Casper comes down with it and goes up strong and draws the foul. She mentioned Casper only averaging 3.8 rebounds per game as she gets in there. She's had a season high of 9 in a game against Jackson and managed to draw the foul against Lambert. She's going to the line for 2. Should mention as she hits the first one that this trip to the free throw line once again is brought to you by our friends, the Edmonds Sports Academy. Casper misses the second one. Jones right there for the rebound, misses another shot. Hawks this time bringing the ball up the court. Gonna let the junior Sky Zink bring the ball up and almost gets that one picked off. Stepping right in front of it is number 34, Leah Bakken. Bakken bats it back, however, it goes into the hands of Lambert. Lambert pulling up for an open 12-footer, drains it.
Why not?
Jory with 4 points now in the night, 16-11. The Hawks hanging in here nicely with 6:28 to go in the second quarter. It's Browning with the ball, swings it into the corner to Jones. Back to Browning, 15 to go on the shot clock. Woolley being guarded very closely by Claire Zucker. Ooh, collision by the Zucker sisters. That looked like it might have hurt a bit.
Yep.
Casper in the corner for 3.
Long.
Way overthrown. Ball goes out of bounds, and Looking at Claire and Riley, and they appear to be okay.
Yeah. Fortunately, wow, that could have been really devastating. Essentially, your two ball handlers.
Yeah, no kidding.
One time.
You almost lost them both at once there. Fortunately, everybody's okay as Juanita Johnson checking in for the first time tonight.
Timeout by Edmonds Woodway, 30-second timeout.
So we'll take a 30-second break. You're watching the Sound Alive Sports Network.
If you've been wanting to get back in the game, whether it's basketball or just improving your fitness level, Edmonds Sports Academy is the place to go. Edmonds Sports Academy, believe in the power of play. Call them at 425-772-1901.
And welcome back to the Sound Alive Sports Network, brought to you by Shoreline Community College. 5:58 to go here, second quarter. Edmonds Woodway with a 16-11 lead over the Mountlake Terrace Hawks. Terrace in the home white with the ball right now is Zink to Zink. Claire Zucker getting it to sister Riley Zucker. 9 on the shot clock. Riley with the ball, looking for the three. Fired it up a little too hard off the glass, hits off the front of the rim. And here come the Warriors looking to push it in transition. Moni Jackson checking back into the game after exiting for a while in the first quarter with 2 fouls. Browning thought about it, back to Jackson. 14 to go on the shot clock. Both teams taking their time. Three-pointer shot up. It was blocked by the ref. I couldn't see. I believe that was Burdett. I missed it.
I think so, yeah.
And the Hawks with the rebound, and here they come. Working the ball around right now. I believe we're going to get a tie up here. That is in fact the case. Held ball.
That goes to Edmonds Woodway. You know, the Hawks, one of the things I'm noticing, they are outsized, but they certainly aren't being out-hustled. But sometimes hustle and effort don't overcome good, smart positioning. And on the offensive end now, Edmonds Woodway is just absolutely taking advantage of that and getting second and third shots. And that's got to stop if Mountlake Terrace thinks they're going to have a shot here.
Oh, yeah, and you mentioned they're getting second and third shots, and yet we're more than 3 minutes into the quarter, and they've only scored 1 point this quarter. So eventually those shots are going to start falling for Edmonds Woodway. Terrace has got to make sure that they don't get them.
Yeah, that's the third on Jackson, I think.
Was that on Jackson or was that on number?
Watch this. Let's see. Oh, nope, you're right, 5.
I thought Burdett was in there. And in fact, she does get called for her second. So really 5 fouls on Edmonds Woodway, and yet 2 different players now with 2 fouls, both Burdett and Jackson. We have to keep an eye on that situation. Ball is batted up into the air by Peterson nicely. However, getting the ball back is Jazz.
Jasmine Zink right now, you know, the freshman on the floor playing against a very, very talented Edmonds Woodway team. She just needs to kind of let the game settle down in front of her because she's playing really, really well.
You're seeing the progression of these girls every game from Mountlake Terrace's standpoint, which rightfully so when you're talking about this young of a team. And Jackson looking for a deep three, in and out. Rims out. That's going to hit off of Peterson. Peterson able to come up with it finally. Kicks it out to Burdett for the long 2. Swish.
Yep.
9 points for Maddie.
So there's a good example right there where the Hawks out-hustled the Warriors, but because of positioning and good smart play, the Warriors are able to come up with that second shot.
Ball is batted away by Casper. However, it does end up in the hands of Sky Zink. Back to Riley. Dribbles from left to right. Gets into the key. Gets that shot blocked. That was number 15, Fife. Pushes ahead to Jackson. The layup. Moni with their first 2 of the game. 20-11. Edmonds Woodway now with 4 straight points. Zucker inside the free three-point line. Misses it. It was Claire Zucker. Once again, ahead to Jackson. This time it was Burdett with the pass. Moni just a little too far underneath the hoop. Can't get that one to fall. It goes out of bounds. Mountlake Terrace basketball.
Yep. So what was a 5-point lead just a few moments ago is now 9, and that may not sound like a whole lot more, but when you're playing such a great team, you can't let a team get that far out ahead of you.
Sky with a long 3. Misses it, however, she catches a break as Missy Peterson can't quite come down with that when it bounces off of her and out of bounds.
Yeah,
and you see the senior and the junior leadership there from Edmonds Woodway. You see it on the breaks.
Absolutely.
The fact that they're able to push in transition, that's experience, and that's teammates who have played together for a long time, and here they come. And Moni Jackson's picking up on something. She recognizes as soon as that ball goes up that nobody's breaking with her. She's got clean breaks every time now. She gets another basket. Gives her 4. We'll take another quick break. You're watching the Sound Live Sports Network.
People assume quality car insurance has to cost more. People assume too much. The truth is, drivers who switched to Allstate last year saved money and got better protection. So get the facts, because you know what they say about people who assume. They pay more for car insurance than you and me.
To see how much you can save on car insurance and much more, call Jeff Smar. Jeff's office serves many areas including Linwood, Edmonds, Bothell, and Mountlake Terrace. He can be reached at 425-949-7103 or jeffsmar@allstate.com.
And welcome back to the Sound Live Sports Network, brought to you by Shoreline Community College. Edmonds Woodway with 6 straight points. Expanded their lead, which was at 5 just a few moments ago, to 11 now. 22-11, 2:59 to go here in the first half. Sky over to Jazz. The Zink sisters making it work. However, Jazz can't get the shot to go down. Just a bit high off the top of the backboard.
I think she's so concerned about getting the ball released. Just take some time, maybe give a head fake or something. She's really working well to get open. The effort is there.
Edmonds Woodway bringing up the ball. Moni Jackson has already picked up a quick 4 points here in the second quarter.
And 2 fouls.
And 2 fouls indeed. Going to go for the 3 here off the front iron. Missy Peterson able to come up with it, dishes it back out to Burdett. Burdett kicks it to Casper. Wisely pulls it back out. 23 seconds to go on the shot clock. Jackson, nice move on Claire Zucker. Jumps back, hits the 16-footer, and Zach is not happy at all. Coach Wild thought that one of his players, I believe it was Claire Zucker, was pushed off on by one of the screening Warriors. Doesn't get the call, however. Sky with another long shot, overshoots it again. This time it's Edmonds Woodway basketball.
Yeah, there was definitely a little bit of movement on that. I don't know if you can call that a screen as much as you can call it a really nice, solid pick more than anything else.
Regardless, I'll give Moni a lot of credit on that fadeaway shot from about 16 feet out, and she just drained it. She's got 6 already in the quarter after getting held scoreless in the first. Casper with a long shot in the corner, misses it. Lambert, before she's fallen out of bounds, throws it back into Burdett. Burdett not able to convert. However, Casper coming down with it. New shot clock here for Edmonds Woodway. We're down to 1:46 to go in the half. Another long 3. This time Burdett hits it. Burdett now with 12 points tonight, 27-11. Edmonds Woodway on an 11-0 run right now.
Yeah, if we were keeping track of second chance points, it would be Warriors a lot and the Hawks nothing at this point. That's where the majority of these points are coming from. It's not that Edmonds Woodway is all that hot. They're just getting really aggressive on the offensive board, taking advantage of their size and their experience.
1:33 to go here in the first half. Mountlake Terrace looking to get something going on offense. Claire Zucker swings it into the corner for Lambert. Lambert doing a nice job of dribbling by her defender and floats one up from about 12 feet out. Lambert now with 6 for the game. Leading scorer for the Hawks. We're down to 1:11 to go here in the first half. And a little high post offense here. Edmonds Woodway kicking it out to Moni Jackson. Jackson's going to drive the lane, floats it up nicely off the back iron, comes down. Initially, that was Fife who missed the shot. Peterson got the rebound, and Jackson gets her 8th point of the quarter. Catching fire here all of a sudden in the second. 29-13. Edmonds Woodway right now with 42 seconds to go in the half. Lippard gets that one to Lambert. Lambert is driving through the key, floats it up and misses it. Nice steal by Zucker. Zucker's pulling up for 3. Misses it off to the side. Rebound comes down to Burdett, pushing it forward nicely to Jackson. Jackson draws the foul. And once again, Edmonds Woodway out in transition. They've got that break going very well. Zucker picks up the foul. Riley Zucker, that is, her second. And Moni Jackson heads to the free throw line. And this trip to the free throw line is also brought to you by our From the Stripes sponsor, the Edmonds Sports Academy. Moni hits the second one as well. She's got 10 points here, all in the second quarter. 31-13. Edmonds Woodway soundly in control, and even more so now as Claire just floats that one over Sister Riley's head into the stands. And with 22.9 to go here in the half, Edmonds Woodway inbounding the ball without a shot clock. Jackson watching that clock very carefully. Edmonds Woodway looks like they might be content just to play for the last shot. No, take that back. Jackson with the long three. Swish. Moni with 13 here in the second quarter. There's the steal for Jackson. Make it 15 points in the quarter. 36-13. And there's the final shot. Good if it goes. It does not. And we have come to the end of the first half with our score. Edmonds Woodway 36, Mountlake Terrace 13. We're going to take a quick break. You are watching the Sound Live Sports Network.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
Sound Live Sports Network production services are provided by the Broadcast Field Production Class, a CTE intra-district course. If you are a student in the Edmonds School District, you can be part of the exciting world of live sports production. Learn about broadcast announcing, broadcast engineering, and sports reporting while providing a valuable service to your community. Contact your school counselor today to find out more and sign up for Broadcast Field Productions.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
People assume quality car insurance has to cost more. People assume too much. The truth is, drivers who switched to Allstate last year saved money and got better protection. So get the facts, because you know what they say about people who assume. They pay more for car insurance than you and me.
To see how much you can save on car insurance and much more, call Jeff Smar. Jeff's office serves many areas including Linwood, Edmonds, Bothell, and Mountlake Terrace. He can be reached at 425-949-7103 or jeffsmar@allstate.com. If you've been wanting to get back in the game, whether it's basketball or just improving your fitness level, Edmonds Sports Academy is the place to go. Edmonds Sports Academy, believe in the power of play. Call them at 425-772-1901.
And welcome back to this Terraceum, where our halftime score, the Edmonds Woodway Warriors 36, the Mountlake Terrace Hawks 13. And we're here with our Action Jackson Plumbing halftime report. And we have a very special guest with us, who I'm very happy to have next to me here, the new city manager for Mountlake Terrace, Arlene Fisher. I've got basketball in the brain too much tonight, right? Arlene Fisher, first of all, welcome aboard, and thank you for coming out here tonight. Oh, let's see. We got the three. There we go.
And hi to my neighbors out in Briar and Linwood. It's great to be here, and I appreciate the invite. Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, how long have you been on the job for now?
I've been on the job 9 months.
Okay.
And it's been a blast. I've just had a great time. I've got to know the community. There's so many wonderful, wonderful people here. I have an amazing city council. It's just, I'm so blessed to be here.
So for somebody listening that doesn't know the role of city manager, can you kind of give us the...
Sure. We're kind of a jack of all trades, if you will. My day-to-day responsibility is I'm in charge of the entire city, all the operations, all the employees. We have a little over, during the summertime, about 150, and in charge of the budget. And basically, it's my responsibility to see that the council's mission and goals are carried out throughout the city and with all the employees, too.
And 9 months, so far so good?
9 months, I love it. So far, so good. I've used every skill I possibly have and have, just rolled right in with everything. So it's been great.
And give us your background a little bit. How did you come to Mountlake Terrace? Where were you from?
Well, I have 34 years in government service, and this is my third city. I incorporated the city of Liberty Lake, Washington, which is on the east side, just before you get to Coeur d'Alene. I was there for 7 years, and then I went to the city of Cheney, Washington, home of the Eagles, I might say.
Eastern Washington
University, and I was there for 6.5 years. And this job came open, and our daughters live here in the community.
Oh, very nice.
So it was a chance for my husband and I to be back with our children. Oh. So we're very, very pleased to be here.
And we must be doing something right, because I've been to Liberty Lake, and it's a gorgeous, gorgeous city.
It is. Well,
to get you away from there,
I can tell you, I was the first employee hired there.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes, and. It was an experience of a lifetime to start a city, and so I'm very, very proud of that city.
And now, what are you doing here tonight? I know you came out to meet some of the citizens of Mountlake Terrace.
Well,
is this something you do very often?
I do. Part of my goal, this is my 7th Meet the Manager, and I've been around the grocery stores, I've been to the pavilion, I've been here, and part of my goal is to get out and meet people, because a lot of times we may not have attendance at city council meetings, and I want to meet the community, and I want them to know who I am. And I want them to feel free to come up and share a problem, a concern, or even a thank you. And so I love being involved with people in the community.
And how's the feedback been so far?
It's been wonderful. And I always am fortunate to have an officer come with me, because it's great PR for the officer, and they get asked a lot of questions too. And everyone, first and foremost, is surprised. But at the same time, like tonight, I got 2 great suggestions from community members, which we'll go back and we'll do.
Are you going to share those with us, or do we?
Well, I'm going to try, and so this is a shout out to my police chief, heads up for tomorrow. One lady suggested we do animal licensing online. That's a great idea, because a lot of folks work 8 to 5 or are gone 12 hours a day and can't seem to get down for our hours. So great idea.
Very nice. And that's Chief Wilson?
Chief Wilson.
Okay.
Chief Greg Wilson. Uh-huh.
And Officer Wilson's been on the job for a few years now, and he's
been on the job about a little over 7 years, I believe.
Has it 7 years already?
7 years.
I remember him coming on board, actually, so it's been a while now.
Yeah. We have some great department heads that assist me in their valuable teamwork in running the city, and we've just got a great lineup of people to serve this community. I'm really, really proud of that.
Now, I've got Vince DeMiro on the headset here, and Vince runs the school newspaper, so
being the journalism guy, I don't want to say I run it, but I advise it, yeah.
You must have some questions for the city manager of your hometown.
I won't speak as the advisor of the Hawkeye, although I think the Hawkeye has already interviewed you. But just out of curiosity, as a person who grew up in Mountlake Terrace, and I live in Briar now. I'm sorry that I'm no longer a Mountlake Terrace
resident.
That's okay.
We still like our Briar friends.
Yeah. But out of curiosity, you've been here for a while now. What have been some of the pleasant surprises that you've encountered here in the short time that you've been here thus far?
I think probably the most pleasant surprise has been how open and embracing the community's been.
Yeah.
And how the council, took a chance and said, hey, this is the gal we like. And they've just been a tremendous, wonderful group to work with.
Yeah.
So I can tell the residents of Mountlake Terrace, you have an amazing mayor, an amazing city council, and they work hard to provide you the best city they possibly can provide you every single day.
What's the relationship, for somebody who maybe doesn't understand the role of city manager? I know you guys were just talking about it a little bit, but are you sort of at the beck and call of the council, or does the council respond to some of your work? Is it a two-way kind of thing?
The council is my boss.
Yeah.
So I have 7 bosses.
I'm sorry.
Which is wonderful. No, it's wonderful. So that's the city manager form of government. I have 7 bosses, and they leave it to me to basically run the city on a day-to-day day-to-day basis.
So you're implementing the work
Yes.
and decisions that they're
Yes,
a part of
absolutely.
it. And I'm assuming that you share in some of that decision making or give them input.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
great. That's great. It's a unique model, but it's one that Mountlake Terrace has had for some time.
They have had it for some time. And, you know, some cities, a couple of cities I've worked at were city administrator, where the mayor was just my boss.
Right.
But here, it's all inclusive. It's all the council. So I make sure that when one message goes out, all 7 of them get the same message, and we communicate almost usually daily with everybody.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yep.
Since Mountlake Terrace, this is my last
no,
question.
go right ahead. This is good.
Since Mountlake Terrace is such an important community in terms of it's sort of central to Everett and Seattle.
Right.
A lot of commuters live here. I know we have a big transit center, Mountlake Terrace.
Yes.
What are some of the things like that might be on the horizon that residents in this area ought to be looking for?
Well, one of the most exciting things about this city is, you're absolutely right, is our location. You know, we have 2 exits on and off of I-5 where, you know, on a good day, on a Sunday morning, you know, we're 15 minutes away from
Right.
Seattle. On a bad day, 2 hours.
Right.
But
Yeah.
but the great part is we are centrally located, and
Yeah.
we do have great transit here.
Yeah.
And so we're just a great community right square in the center for either direction. And we have a lot of developers from outside the community coming in and looking at Mountlake Terrace to build.
Yeah.
So you're going to see a lot of dirt turning very soon,
Yeah, that's exciting.
which is exciting. It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So.
And Arlene, before I let you go, so you mentioned that you're always looking for feedback from the community. If
Yes.
folks want to get in touch with you, I don't know if any of these other Meet the Managers are already on the schedule, or how can they go about doing that? Is email the best way? Or
Email's the best way, so just go to our city website and you can click through there. You can find myself, or you can find a central city email account, and all those emails get to me. So email's just perfect.
Oh, perfect. Well, again, Arlene Fisher, the
Thank you.
city manager for the last 9 months for Mountlake Terrace, and we hope for many years to come. Thank you for coming on
Absolutely.
board with us today.
Thank you very much. It's been fun.
Appreciate it.
Go Hawks.
Go
All right.
Hawks. There we go.
Thanks,
She's
Arlene. Got that figured out quick,
I was
right?
going to say, you need to do that really quickly, right, if you're going to be around here. And they need it right now as Moni Jackson lays up the first points of the second half. Apparently the 15 she scored in the second quarter were not enough, so she's scoring more now. It's 38-13. And once again, that was our Action Jackson Plumbing halftime report. We'll get you some stats for individual players here in just a moment. We figured that with a 36-13 game, those weren't as vital, so we'll catch up. And, boy, that was a real treat to have Arlene on here with us.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can't pass up on those kinds of opportunities. The fact that she's here tonight, meeting citizens and encouraging our senior citizens in the community to come out and support the high school basketball program here, that's fantastic.
I should have mentioned that, too. The senior citizens of the area were given free admission tonight for the game if they wanted. Riley Zucker, swish!
Is that how I got in free tonight, Steve?
I'm not touching that one. Casper with a raining shot goes over the rim. Picked off by Zucker.
Jeez.
And she gets it intercepted by Missy Peterson. Actually just picked the pocket of Zucker there. Gets the easy layup, 40-16.
Wow.
And they're going to now call a handshake.
After all that, huh?
I didn't think that was hardly any contact compared to what we saw earlier.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters too much
Not a
as
whole lot.
Casper picking up her first. 40-16 right now. Edmonds Woodway in the lead very comfortably. I promise when we get another break, we will get you some individual scoring as Claire Zucker now with the ball. Kicking it over to Sister Riley. We're down to 16 on the shot clock. Being guarded by Casper and Jackson. Finally finds Jazz on a bounce pass. 10 seconds. She's going to put up a long three.
That's
Leaves
a better shot, though.
A little bit short. Nice job of Jazz to get her own rebound. Unfortunately, just can't maintain possession of that basketball as it goes out of bounds.
Again, the effort is there, and you can't fault that. Boy, getting an offensive rebound against this Edmonds Woodway team is not simple.
Not at all. Nice job by Edmonds Woodway running a little three-player offense. There's Burdett. Takes a nice dish from Fife.
Did the ball touch the ground there?
I don't think it did, as Burdett got 14 points now on the night. I believe her high for the year, I have it right here in front of me, is 17, which she had against Mount Vernon. Traveling, it's going back to Edmonds.
Amazing pressure applied there by Edmonds Woodway, just relentless. Sky Zink actually was doing a pretty good job of breaking it, but just the pressure was relentless.
This is an Edmonds Woodway team that cannot say it enough. They're averaging 77 points per game, so to give up 42 midway through the third, you're doing all right under most circumstances compared to what other teams have done. As Jackson slashes her way through the key, lays that one up. Jackson now with 19 for the night. 44-16. Edmonds Woodway continuing to apply the press. Jackson just picked Sky. Nice job of passing the ball around. Fife gets it, misses the shot. Burdett on the rebound, leaves it short. Lambert gets the rebound as she's trapped now on the baseline. She's got 3 players on her, and Casper just using those long arms, steals it and lays it in. Casper now with 9 points on the night. Riley Zucker with the basketball, 46-16. Zucker's going to put up a long 3. Hits the wire up above. That is out of bounds.
Yep.
Will be a turnover to Edmonds Woodway.
Yeah, at some point, you just hope that frustration doesn't get to you a little bit here.
Moni Jackson with the dribble. Much different game than we saw here last year. As Casper looking at another 3. Rims off. However, Fife right there for the rebound. Easy layup. Claire gets her first 2 points of the night. 48-16 as Edmonds Woodway has now tripled up the Hawks. Fife almost had an interception there. Still fighting for it. Jazz gets it over to Sky. Sky for the long shot. Hits it in the corner. Skylar Zink now with 5 points on the night. Started to mention a minute ago, last year these two teams played a classic here at the Terrace. Jackson, nice job of getting into the key. Dishes off to Peterson. However, she's going to get called for 3 in the key.
Peterson just getting a little bit too lackadaisical down there because it's easy to get that position and, hey, you're right by the basket. You don't want to give that position up, but you only get 3 seconds in there.
Well, she had a few more than that time as they finally called her on it. So I was mentioning, Mountlake Terrace trailed Edmonds Woodway here last year as Zink throws one up from the corner, misses it. Casper with the rebound. The score was 60-40 in favor of Edmonds Woodway with 6 minutes to go.
Yep.
Mountlake Terrace's Peterson, nice drive into the hoop. Peterson getting her 6th point of the night, 50-18. Mountlake Terrace ended that game on a 23-2 run. Nikki Frolich, who was on that Hawks team at the time, getting a shot with about 12 seconds to go, the winning shot, defeating Edmonds Woodway 63-62. It's a Edmonds Woodway, or Mountlake Terrace team that had a lot of seniors on it at the time, including a junior by the name of Sam Romanowski, who's sitting to our right out for the year with a torn ACL. Much different looking team as the Hawks went on to win 16 out of 20 games in the regular season.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, that game may have been the point at which the Hawks went, we can do this. And Coach Wild, I think, whatever he said, bottled that up and dispersed it pretty evenly for over the next 15, 20 games, and it was amazing.
You're right. It was very early in the year. It was like the 4th or 5th game, and that really propelled the Hawks into a ton of success. Burdett hits the 3. Burdett now unofficially.
Oh, boy.
And there's a steal. Jackson kicking it back out to Woolley. Woolley travels.
Coach Wild has brought in a bunch of his younger, which is hard to say, younger players.
Yeah, we should point that out. He rotated 4 different players here a minute ago. I'm looking around the court trying to do a quick head count. We have a junior, 3 freshmen, and a sophomore. As Tori Dialbo playing for the first time tonight. Dialbo throws the ball to Claire. Dialbo getting it back. However, she trips in. They're going to call traveling.
Yep.
So we've got Tori Dialbo getting her first action. Juanita Johnson in for the second time tonight. She's wearing the number 34. Maddie Powers wearing the number 20.
Yep.
Ashley Clippert, number 42, also coming back in.
We have, sophomores and freshmen out there right now? Right?
Junior, a sophomore, and 3 freshmen. Yeah, Claire's a junior.
That's right.
But a very young team. Edmonds Woodway, I think they're looking to start subbing here in a moment, too, as we see 2 players waiting to check in.
Wow.
Look at Maddie Burdett. Another 3-pointer, her second one in as many trips down. It's her 3rd 3-pointer of the game.
My goodness. Third.
Jackson picking up a 3rd foul. Burdett now with 20 points for the night. And Casper and Peterson both heading to the bench. Not sure we'll see them again or not, as they now have a 38-point lead. Moni Jackson staying in the game so far. Picking Claire clean. Gets the ball ahead to Woolley. Woolley puts it up, and Claire's going to get called for the foul.
Jackson is very crafty. In a lot of other cases, a player that is perhaps less experienced would probably foul there, but she was patient enough to just let that ball get to the place where she knew that she could get it without making contact.
Woolley at the line shooting 2. Misses the first, and this trip to the free throw line is brought to you by our From the Stripe sponsor, the Edmonds Sports Academy. And I've watched Moni Jackson play a couple times last year. She was a very good player as a junior. She's gotten even better as a senior. I'm very impressed with what I've seen so far.
Different level of speed and
get a push on number 34, Leah Bakken. Bakken picking up her first, only the third team foul against Edmonds Woodway in the half. So the Hawks will inbounds on the side. Claire Zucker down in the right corner, looking to dish it back out to Clippert. Gets picked by Woolley. Woolley pushing it ahead. Nicely done, as that was Browning on the shot. Misses it, however. Woolley with nice hustle, getting down to pick it back off. Looking into the corner for Burdett. She's going to go for another three. This time leaves it a bit short. Bounces off the side of the rim into the hands of Ashley Clippert, who loses it. Nice job by Leah Bakken to pick it off. However, when Bakken was falling out of bounds, she throws it ahead and right into the arms of Claire Zucker. Zucker for 17 feet. Misses that shot. Rebound for Edmonds Woodway. That is number 14, Kendra Cooper, in for the first time. Missed shot by Woolley. Juanita Johnson getting her first rebound of the game. And Claire Zucker getting a workout there. Yeah. She's doing everything on both ends right now.
So here's the difference between Woolley and Jackson. Woolley just reached instead of moving her feet, whereas Jackson, oh my goodness, she's quick.
Yeah,
lateral movement.
Woolley only a junior, so she likely will be the starting point guard next year, I would think, or at least in contention for that role.
Well, she's got a good role model, that's for sure.
She does indeed.
Holy smokes. Where did you say Jackson's going to be ending up?
She's going to be playing at UPS next year.
Well, they got a good one.
Bounces that off the foot of Claire Zucker. Then on the other end, that's Browning going for the layup, misses the shot. Jones back into the game, gets the rebound. There's Cooper for a long shot off the back iron into the hands of Claire Zucker. And we'll look at some of the numbers for Moni Jackson here in just a moment here, too, after 5 games. Impressive, to say the least. Zucker tries to force that one to Johnson. Ball is loose. Everybody hitting the floor on this one. Nice job by Ashley Clippert to come up with it. Gets it to Powers, who swings it over to Johnson.
Can't fault the effort with this crew.
Not at all. For both teams, really. They're both playing hard, and give these ladies a lot of credit. The game is all but out of reach, and yet the 10 out there right now, they're playing like it's tied.
Jeez.
Nice job by Cooper to get the pick. Loses the ball. A lot of colliding, and that ball bounces right to Cooper. Shoots it and misses it. That was just a weird...
Remember, folks, this is a non-contact sport, except for when it's not.
Clippert and Browning colliding with each other, and the ball, I think, squirted off of both of them and just happened to shoot in the direction of where Cooper was running, and she gets a breakaway, an incidental breakaway, if you will. Hits the first shot, and this trip to the free throw line is brought to you by our From the Stripe sponsor, the Edmonds Sports Academy. 58-18.
That's your 40-point trigger right there, too.
And what does that mean, Vince?
Well, that means for the rest of this game, with the exception of timeouts and a little delay of game warning on Edmonds Woodway.
AKA a running clock.
Yeah, it is a running clock. I'm sorry, I got interrupted with the delay of game
That's
warning,
all right.
which was a little odd because I didn't see her touch the ball. I just saw it kind of go past her.
There's a travel.
Oh, shoot.
Claire shuffled those feet.
Yep.
Edmonds basketball.
Yeah, so once a team is up by 40 points on their opponent, the clock, we will play with a running clock for the remainder of the night. Whenever the ball is thrown out of bounds or during free throws, the clock will continue to run, whereas normally it would stop. Down to 20 seconds to go here in the quarter. Edmonds Woodway looking for a shot here. Up in the corner, that's Bakken, misses it. Ashley Clippert with the rebound. We're down to 11 seconds to go here in the quarter. Zucker looking to push it to Powers. Powers gets fouled. It's going to be out on the side. 3 seconds to go. I think some of the parents understand the running clock rule. They're yelling, should it be there? And there's a shot. I don't think it's going to count. Doesn't matter as it's off the mark anyway. And we've come to the end of the third quarter. This quarter dominated by Edmonds Woodway. The score of the Warriors 59, the Mountlake Terrace Hawks 18. You're watching the Sound Alive Sports Network.
If you've been wanting to get back in the game, whether it's basketball or just improving your fitness level, Edmonds Sports Academy is the place to go. Edmonds Sports Academy, believe in the power of play. Call them at 425-772-1901.
And welcome back to the Sound Live Sports Network, brought to you by Shoreline Community College. Edmonds Woodway 59, Mountlake Terrace 18. They outscored the Hawks 23-5 in that last quarter. And Vince, we were starting to talk about it right before the break. Moni Jackson, this is her average for the season through 5 games. 17 points, 6 assists, 2.6 steals per game. She's had a season-high 27 against Mercer Island in a very closely contested game. That one was 84-76. She's had at least 12 points in each game so far this year. She had 11 assists against Jackson. She had 5 steals against Meadowdale. I can go on and on and on. She's having herself a pretty nice year so far.
Absolutely. She's an impressive player. The good news, she's having a great year. The bad news, we're not going to get to see her this quarter probably.
No, I don't think so. It's a nice steal there for number 3, Woolley. Pushes it ahead to Jones. Jones loses the ball, and it goes right to Riley Zucker. Should take a moment here to promote our next broadcast as Zucker throws that one out of bounds. Tomorrow night, same 2 schools, only we change teams and we change gender.
Yeah.
It's the boys' teams going and doing battle over at Edmonds Woodway. That game will start at 7:15, and you and I will have the call on that game as well. 2 teams playing well, by the way, as number 34, Leah Bakken, getting her first bucket of the night. Edmonds Woodway boys, I believe 1 loss on the year so far. Starting off well for a very young and inexperienced team that lost a lot of seniors last year as Zucker's going to the line. Edmonds Woodway, toughest part of their schedule to come as well, but they've won the games in front of them so far, and they're off to a nice start. And Mountlake Terrace, a team that's struggled a little bit through their first 5 games, and then last night, I'm not sure what happened there. We'll talk about that here for a second as Riley Zucker at the free throw line. Clock is stopped right now, which I'm not sure why. It should be running, but anyway, Zucker with 6 points on the night now. 19-61. It was a good year. I'm sure you remember some of that. I don't. That was before my time.
That was before my time, too, actually.
Zucker misses the shot. Tori Lambert going up with it, misses it, pulls the ball away from her own teammate Johnson, misses another shot. Nice hustle by Lambert.
Great hustle.
Make a few more baskets for Edmonds Woodway, and I can talk about the year, actually. It's Woolley driving the lane. There's 2 right there, 1963.
Okay, I was around for that one.
We finally got in your range there, huh? So Woolley now has 3 points on the night.
No memory of it, but I was there.
That Terrace game last night, by the way, Arlington was a team that was undefeated. They're still undefeated.
Yeah, they still.
Woolley's going to pick up another foul. Yeah, Arlington team that had looked very good through their first 5 games of the year against a Mountlake Terrace team that had been struggling. 3 blowout losses this year so far, and Mountlake Terrace went up to Arlington last night and missed a 3-pointer with a second to go in the game that would have won it. They lost 62-60.
Yeah. We can certainly address that here.
Riley hits the first free throw, and this trip to the free throw line brought to you by our From the Stripe sponsor, the Edmonds Sports Academy.
Yeah, one thing that Coach Sood has done on the men's side of things here at Mountlake Terrace is he schedules very tough opponents early on. And he knew he was going to have a young, inexperienced team this year. And, yeah, they've taken their lumps. But I just have this feeling, knowing him and his philosophy and knowing the caliber of and the character of the young men on that team, they're going to beat some teams this year that perhaps they weren't expected to, by the pundits anyway.
Yeah, I had I'm one of the pundits. I'll be honest. I didn't think they had much of a chance going into that game last night. And
on paper, there's just no way, right?
No, they look good. And I had one of the parents tell me last week that they thought there was going to be 1 or 2 games this year where Mountlake Terrace isn't supposed to win it, and they do win one. And we're going to get a chance to really kind of gauge both of those teams tomorrow night. 2 very young teams. 5:55 to go. We get a timeout. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, I'm going to promote some other girls basketball games coming up at Mountlake Terrace High School featuring both of these 2 teams. So stay tuned. We'll talk about that in 30 seconds. You're watching the Sound Live Sports Network.
Sound Live Sports Network production services are provided by the Broadcast Field Production Class, a CTE intra-district course. If you are a student in the Edmonds School District, you can be part of the exciting world of live sports production. Learn about broadcast announcing, broadcast engineering, and sports reporting while providing a valuable service to your community. Contact your school counselor today to find out more and sign up for Broadcast Field Productions. If you've been wanting to get back in the game, whether it's basketball or just improving your fitness level, Edmonds Sports Academy is the place to go. Edmonds Sports Academy. Believe
and welcome back
in the
to the
power
Sound Live
of
Sports
play.
Network. Steve
Call
Willits
them
along with
at
Vince DeMuro.
425-772.
5:49 to go here in the ball game. 63-20. It's all Edmonds Woodway. And as I mentioned right before the break, nice holiday basketball tournament coming up here in the Terraceum on December 26th and December 27th. So the day after Christmas and the day after Christmas. Why not? 10 different teams come into the Terraceum, 2 of which are playing in front of us right now as Jones draws the foul, and she's going to head to the line. So let me just read the lineup here, and plenty of teams from not only Wesco but also from the Cascade Conference will be playing here in the Terraceum. December 26th at noon, Garfield versus Monroe. At 1:45, Stanwood versus Linden. Could be a game between 2 good teams from up in the north end. Nice shot by Jones. Gets that one to go, her first 2 of the game. 3:30 on the 26th, we've got Marysville-Getchell versus Renton. And then these 2 teams start to play in. At 5:15 that night, again, December 26th, the Redmond Mustangs come to town to play Edmonds Woodway right here on this gym floor. And after that game, Mountlake Terrace takes on Lakewood, strong team out of the Cascade Conference up in Marysville. And that game will be at 7 o'clock. The very next night, or the very next day, I should say, we're going to get a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. Oh, now they're going to call full, so we'll take a break. I'll read you the December 27th schedule when we come back. You're listening to the Sound Live Sports Network.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
And welcome back to the Sound Live Sports Network, brought to you by Shoreline Community College. Steve Willits along with Vince DeMuro. 4:41 to go here in the game. Edmonds Woodway 65, Mountlake Terrace 20. I think the game's already decided, but we've still got a little bit of action to go, and we'll try to be informative here too, as we still have some more information. Just read you 10 teams that are playing at the Terraceum on December 26th. Those same 10 teams come back the very next day on the 27th. The matchups change a little bit, so it's Lakewood versus Marysville-Getchell at noon the next day, followed by Renton Mountlake Terrace at 1:45. So if you're writing these down at home, Mountlake Terrace playing Lakewood at 7 p.m. on the 26th. They'll be playing Renton at 1:45 the very next day. So a quick turnaround for the Hawks. As Jones with the ball, 14 seconds to go, kicks it over to the corner. Nice shot by Browning. 2-pointer, Browning with her first bucket of the night, 67-20. And to finish that one off, Linden then plays Edmonds Woodway at 3:30 on the 27th. So if you're writing those games down, if you're an Edmonds Woodway fan, just to reiterate, we've got a push off. No, we got 3 in the key against the Hawks.
Yeah.
So Edmonds Woodway on the 26th, again, you play Redmond at 5:15 that night. The very next day in the afternoon, you play a 3:30 game against Linden. Both games right here on this floor. And the final 2 games of the tournament at 5:15, it's Monroe versus Redmond. And at 7 o'clock, Stanwood versus Garfield. So a lot of great basketball. 10 teams playing 10 different games over 2 days. Come on out here to the Terraceum for that. $5 gets you a single-day pass. And that's good for varsity games and also JV and freshman games that will be taking place in the other gym next door here.
Boy, if that doesn't totally fill your desire to watch some good high school basketball, the next 2 days.
After a Sunday off, I should say, yeah. 29th and 30th. We've got 8 different teams coming here on the boys' side playing 4 games each night.
My brain is full already, Steve. That's fantastic, though. What a great opportunity for people to see some great high school basketball without having to go too far at all right here.
The holiday tournaments really are a lot of fun because I shouldn't say they're more of a showcase. They're not really tournaments per se, but really you get to watch multiple teams playing back-to-back. And in a lot of cases, they're all out of conference games, so you really get a chance to see how your conference matches up against other teams from around the state.
Yeah, and I think the other nice thing about what Coach Wild and Coach Sood and Athletic Director Kim Stewart have done here at Terrace is they bring teams in that you probably would never ever see, other than, you know, the couple of Edmonds School District teams that are playing somebody else, right?
Yeah, Riley making the first free throw, and this trip to the free throw line brought to you by our From the Stripe sponsor, the Edmonds Sports Academy. Zucker now with 8 points on the night. Rebound comes off to Bakken. Bakken dishing over to Browning. 2:55 to go here in the ball game. Edmonds Woodway working the ball around a little bit right now. That's Madi Ortega getting her first shot of the game.
I was just going to comment on the effort that was made down there by Dialba to get good position, and that was one of the few times where the ball's actually ricocheted way out, where she probably would have been better off not having that position. But, boy, it's been the other way around tonight, hasn't it?
Yeah, indeed it has. Is Dialba not able to get it, but it is out for the Hawks. Zucker back into the game. Zucker looking to drive. This is the layup, and she had a good look at it. Zucker the only starter on the floor right now, and I think the reasoning being that she did miss a few games with that thumb injury. I would imagine Coach Wild is trying to get her back into playing shape and getting her the extra minutes while he can. Build her confidence up here a little bit too, as she is the only junior on the floor. She's playing right now with, as I look around, 3 freshmen and a sophomore again. 1:57 to go in the game.
Yeah, I think we saw this lineup earlier from the Hawks.
Clippard doing a nice job of getting into the lane.
There you go.
Underhand layup, misses it. Juanita Johnson getting the rebound. Kicks it back out to Powers. Powers gets it back out to Claire Zucker, who dribbles around to the right.
Nice fake.
Ashley, nice pass to Juanita Johnson, just can't quite finish it. Clippard did a nice job of driving the baseline, drawing a defender over, and found an open Johnson who just couldn't quite get the ball to go in the hoop. 1:25 to go here in the game. 67-21. Nice pass down low. Bakken not able to finish either. Clippard with the rebound. Remind everybody to stay tuned after the game. We will have our Sound Live Sports Network Player of the Game. No doubt will be one of the Edmonds Woodway Warriors. I'll give you a clue who it won't be. We've had Edmonds Woodway on the broadcast once this year so far. Player of the game that night was Monty Jackson, so we'll probably leave Moni out, but we're going to get one of our teammates in here. We're going to take a quick break. 1 minute to go in the game. You're watching the Sound Live Sports Network.
If you've been wanting to get back in the game, whether it's basketball or just improving your fitness level, Edmonds Sports Academy is the place to go. Edmonds Sports Academy, believe in the power of play. Call them at 425-772-1901.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
And welcome back to the Sound Live Sports Network. Edmonds Woodway 67, Mountlake Terrace 21. 1 minute to go in the game. We're going to play out these last 60 seconds and then get you an interview with our Sound Live Sports Network Player of the Game, so stay tuned for that. Mountlake Terrace with the basketball. Claire Zucker looking for a player to cut open and finds Ashley Clippard. Floats one up from 18 feet out, misses it. Juanita Johnson does a nice job to fight for that rebound. He even draws the foul, and she's going to head to the line, shooting 2.
I think Juanita's going to, she's a freshman, right?
Who's never played basketball.
Never
before.
played basketball.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's going to realize just how physically talented and gifted she is out there, because look at the size and everything. That's something you can't really coach, and she has a good sense of positioning and where things are happening on the floor.
I take it back. That was a 1-and-1, and she missed the front end of it.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Good sports lineage for Juanita. Her brother Malcolm, senior on the Mountlake Terrace football team, all-league football player.
Yeah.
And another brother, Daniel, who was also on the Mountlake Terrace football team this year as a sophomore, starter both ways for Mountlake Terrace, and also a player on the Mountlake Terrace basketball team for the boys. This time we've got Maddie Powers shooting free throws. She's going to the line shooting 2, missed the first, and this trip to the free throw line is brought to you by our From the Stripe sponsor, The Edmonds Sports Academy Powers getting her first point of the night. 67-22, and give Claire Zucker a lot of credit. She's still hustling out there. Edmonds Woodway throwing the ball around. Jones underneath the hoop. Gets that one to fall. 69-22, Edmonds Woodway, 26 seconds to go. Ashley Clippard for three, airballs it. Claire Zucker almost came up with that one, couldn't quite. Oh, they're going to say Edmonds Woodway touched it last. Yep. 12 seconds to go. Running clock is going right now. So this should be the last shot of the game as Powers puts it up. Misses it. Nice rebound by Browning. We're down to 4 seconds to go. Browning drives the lane, kicks it out to Cooper. She misses the shot, and there is the buzzer. Your final score tonight, Edmonds Woodway 69, Mountlake Terrace 22. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will have our player of the game and get you some final stats. You're watching the Sound Alive Sports Network.
Sound Live Sports Network production services are provided by the Broadcast Field Production Class, a CTE intra-district course. If you are a student in the Edmonds School District, you can be part of the exciting world of live sports production. Learn about broadcast announcing, broadcast engineering, and sports reporting while providing a valuable service to your community. Contact your school counselor today to find out more and sign up for Broadcast Field Productions.
People assume quality car insurance has to cost more. People assume too much. The truth is, drivers who switched to Allstate last year saved money and got better protection. So get the facts, because you know what they say about people who assume. They pay more for car insurance than you and me.
To see how much you can save on car insurance and much more, call Jeff Smar. Jeff's office serves many areas including Linwood, Edmonds, Bothell, and Mount.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
And welcome back to the Sound Alive Sports Network. Your final score tonight, the Edmonds Woodway Warriors 69, the Mountlake Terrace Hawks 22, and our player of the game, number 5. Only a junior, but she's playing like a senior, Maddie Burdett. Maddie, congratulations on a big win.
Thank you, thank you.
Now, 20 points tonight. That's your season high for the year. Were you aware that you had 20 points?
I have no idea. I just played.
You get out there and you get in a zone and you don't even think about it, right?
Yep, I guess.
So let's talk about this game a little bit first. 3 3-pointers tonight ties your season high. Do you feel like you get into a groove sometimes out on the 3-point line, or what's your strategy for shooting those long shots?
Yeah, well, basically, like the beginning of the season, my shot was way off, so I just had to have a lot of confidence, and that's kind of what boosted me this game. My teammates, they always tell me, keep shooting, so that got me in the groove.
Now, I know you're usually kind of a, you're more of a rounded player. I know you're averaging 10 points and 9 rebounds per game this year. Not usually relied on to score a whole lot, so is it kind of fun to be the leading scorer for once as opposed to watching Natalie and Moni score a lot of those points sometimes?
Yeah, it feels good because we got off to a rough start, and I know someone had to pick it up, so I just felt like, why not me? So.
And you did very well. You almost outscored Mountlake Terrace, by the way, by yourself. That's kind of fun. Hey, I'm looking at this piece of paper right here. I'm sure you've looked at this a little bit. The upcoming schedule for Edmonds Woodway. You've won 6 games so far. Have you looked at some of the opponents coming up here?
Yeah, we had a easy beginning. Now we've got a lot of competition. We got Shorewood, Linwood, Glacier Peak. It's going to be tough.
You're forgetting another big one there, aren't you, next Monday?
Blanchette. Yeah,
just the number 1 ranked team in the state.
It's going to be rough, but I think we can do it.
Now, on Friday, you're going up against Lily Gustafson. You play with AAU with her, is that correct?
Yeah, her and Abby, they're both on my team, so I know it's going to be a good game.
So you know what to expect from them. And then next Monday, that's the Blanchette game.
Yeah.
Again, Blanchette ranked number 1 in the state at Edmonds Woodway. What can folks expect to see from you guys there?
Well, a few of them, we know how they play, so they're kind of like us, fast-paced, so we're expecting a good game. Hopefully we can win. I think we can, so yeah.
Oh, there you go. I like the confidence. And then we noticed into January you get tough games right off the bat. You've got Linwood, Arlington, and Glacier Peak within about a week of each other.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy those tough games? Do you enjoy playing against a competition like that?
I like that. I like close games. Like when we went like by a lot, it's kind of like goes slower. I think, like when we are close games, I like them.
You do, and you're going to get a few of those coming up. So again, we're going to get a quick picture of you right now because again, you are our Sound Live Sports Network Player of the Game. So we'll have you pose for that so we can get that online. And we'll let you get back to your teammates. So 20 points again for Maddie Burdett. She's our Player of the Game. You get to keep the shirt, Maddie.
All right, thanks.
Enjoy that and have a good night, and good luck to you the rest of the way.
Thanks.
So we're going to take a 60-second break. When we come back, we'll get you some player stats, and then we'll get off the air and get ready for tomorrow night's broadcast. Once again, the final score, 69-22. Edmonds Woodway Warriors running the record to 6-0 on the year. You're watching the Sound Live Sports Network.
If you've been wanting to get back in the game, whether it's basketball or just improving your fitness level, Edmonds Sports Academy is the place to go. Edmonds Sports Academy, believe in the power of play. Call them at 425-772-1901.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
And we are back again from the Terraceum, 69-22, our final score tonight. Looking at the final numbers for the Mountlake Terrace Hawks, Claire Zucker, 2 points. Sky Zink, 5. Maddie Powers, 1. Jory Lambert, 6, all in the first half. Riley Zucker came alive a little bit in the second half. We've got her down unofficially with 8, and that is your scoring for Mountlake Terrace.
You know, again, the effort was there tonight from the Hawks. And, you know, the first couple minutes of the game, things are looking pretty good because, first off, there wasn't any score in the first, minute and 40 or so, and both teams were very active defensively, and it was tough to get a good look at the basket. But then, you know, Edmonds Woodway with their experience and their size, just their will won out tonight, and we kind of expected that. But credit the Hawks for sticking with some good effort tonight. And again, it seems like every time I see this team play, there's something that I'm seeing in one of the younger players that definitely tells you that Coach Wild has them heading in the right direction.
No, absolutely. And speaking of the right direction, Rebecca Wells doing a great job with her Edmonds Woodway squad.
Absolutely.
6-0 on the year. Let's look at their scoring for the night. Kate Woolley, number 3, had 3 points. Allie Browning, number 4, had 2. I mentioned Maddie Burdett, wearing the number 5. She had 20 tonight.
Our player of the game.
3 3-pointers on the game. Natalie Casper, kind of a quiet night for her, 9 points. I say quiet because she averages over 17 a game.
But
didn't need 17 tonight, but she did a lot of other things well.
And, you know, she's one of those players, and I think that her teammates probably would say this about her. I've seen her play now at least a half dozen times. She seems to make the other players on the floor better. She's one of those players that sees the floor really well, and I think is a really nice compliment as a little bit bigger player to her point guard. It seems like they both see the floor really well, and she got – again, I wish I had kept stats on this tonight, but it seemed like she was getting offensive boards pretty much whenever she wanted to.
At will. And Claire Fife, 2 points. Kietra Jones, 4 points. Moni Jackson, 19.
Yeah, 15 of those in the second
quarter alone. And then the other 4 came in the third. Leah Bakken, only 2 points tonight, but she did some nice things on the boards and playing defense. Missy Peterson, the sophomore, had 6. And then Kendra Cooper had 2. You add all those up, and you get 69-22, and you get an undefeated Edmonds Woodway team.
So the Hawks held them below their season average, I guess, if you're looking for and quite honestly, there were periods of the game where the Hawks did play some really good team defense and were giving up easy second shots, and I think that's something that Coach Wild will probably work on them with a little bit too, because the hustle is there, the effort is there. It's just a matter of a little bit more game experience and knowing that when that shot goes up, especially on a team that likes to shoot the outside shot, you know you're going to get some boards. So what is it that you can do to get good position to ensure that you're not giving up the easy offensive board? And tonight, that was certainly one of the big differences, but not the only difference.
Yeah, a Hawks team that it's strange to say a team's improving when they lost by 47, but a very young team with a lot of freshmen, and you're seeing progress every single week, and Hawks are looking to build towards the future more than anything right now, and they're doing so. So give them a lot of credit for that. But again, tonight, not the score they wanted. 69-22. They are on the losing end against a very good Edmonds Woodway Warrior team. Remind everybody, once again, those games on the 26th and 27th that we mentioned earlier, the games involving Mountlake Terrace and Edmonds Woodway will both be broadcasted, or I should say all 4 of those games will be broadcasted right here on the Sound Live Sports Network. So if folks can't get out to those games, we invite them to tune in right here on
Tell your
on
family and friends and relatives who are out of town maybe, or someplace else for the holidays, that they'll be able to catch those games.
Great thing to do during the holiday season. So again, boys basketball tomorrow night. Tune in. If you're not able to tune into the boys broadcast, we'd like to take this time to wish all of you a very happy holiday season.
Absolutely.
And we'll keep broadcasting these games. So for Vince DeMuro, I'm Steve Willits, Angelo Camo, and the rest of the folks who helped us tonight, Erica and Sarah. We're signing off for now. Final score one more time, 69-22. Thanks for watching.
Good night.
If you've been wanting to get back in the game, whether it's basketball or just improving your fitness level, Edmonds Sports Academy is the place to go. Edmonds Sports Academy, believe in the power of play. Call them at 425-772-1901.